what would be priority places to look at for proposed annexations. So we've talked about that.
Who's talked about that?
Okay, so that's why I want you to ask your questions, because you're just going to.
No, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, because you mentioned that, and you're right. I mean, like the property, certainly the property between, say, the existing, what's always been Avondale and the intersection of Sam's Crossing. I mean, that got a lot of visibility. A lot of people weighed in. As far as I know, it was an appropriate process. I'm not even sure whether I was for or against it, but it all went forward, and that's good, and it was an appropriate process. What I'm concerned about is this seems to have been totally in the dark. A lot of stuff's happened, and nobody knows about it. Now, that's what I'm trying to understand.
What Carla did down at the state capitol was part of an effort of several different cities and several people at the state. What happens at the state is a process that we're not necessarily involved with.
Yeah.
And so when they create maps down there, for instance, the last day of the session, my understanding from the folks at Stratford Green was that they wound up on the Briarcliff map, and so did the American Legion, and the area directly north of us, right where the mill is. So there's a lot of, and of course that didn't pass. None of that stuff passed. And if it had passed, then there's a whole process of meetings to get information about what's actually going to go on.
So okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'm
sorry. So I mean, that's the way the annexation works down there. There's several different ways to do annexation. There's 100%, which is like the mill property, where the mill said to us, we'd like to consider to be annexed. So we went through a process that was probably about 1.5 years for zoning for them, if you remember that.
For the which property is that?
The mill property, the 12 acres that are inside the city now, the old Finner Dunlop mill.
Yes.
So that came in under 100%. We had several of those that come in under 100%. Stratford Green is now working on a 60% method, and that's where 60% of the property owners and the voters put a petition together, and they bring that to the city to petition us, and then that starts the process for us. Forest Hills also is interested in doing that. Decatur Terrace is interested in doing that, I understand. So there's a variety of ways to do this, and I'm just saying that along the process, when Stratford Green had their meeting in here, that was in the city manager report. Stratford Green, yeah. Yes. So
why am I confused? Well, tell me, can we back up to, you said sometimes the legislature, things happen that we don't know about. Did you ask them to annex, to propose, did you or the city commissioners come up with this and give it to Carla Drenner, or was this something Carla Drenner just came up with on her own?
I don't know the last map that was shown. I don't know. There was a map that we did as a city that we've done for the last 3 years that included areas, Forest Hills, Decatur Terrace, and Katy Kerr, and the commercial stuff north of Avondale. That map has been in existence for probably 2 years, 3 years.
Where? I've never seen that map. Has that map ever been
published? Many
times. Has it ever been talked about or shown publicly to residents?
I believe we have, yeah.
Maybe. I'm like I say, I don't know everything. If it really is out there, like I said, I don't know every single thing, but I was very surprised. It didn't appear that this had really
Let me tell you something that I think you think that there's a process that you have to go through in order for us to annex anything. We have to bring that process through the whole board and also the P&Z for the zoning. And we do that with all the 100% stuff and the 60%. And then if something were to drop through the legislation, it would do that as well. So, I don't think you're missing anything in that regard.
Let me ask about something else.
Okay, I don't want to do this back and forth thing. So if you have,
well, it's kind of a complicated issue, and
it is a complicated.
Yes,
that's why we have work sessions.
Yeah, and so that's yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So let me see if anybody else wants to.
Yeah, I mean, did everybody else completely on board? Everybody, all the other commissioners, did you know about what this proposal was before Carla Drenner? I mean, because that would help me understand, like, what's going on? Who knows what? I hope that when you do hear about important things that directly affect Avondale, that you'll let the residents of Avondale know. In terms of the question, though, before Representative Drenner proposed this, did either of the other commissioners who are here, did you guys know? Is this something, I mean, like maybe, not just a meeting or, whatever, but is this something that, because I'm just concerned, where did this come from? I don't know. I mean, I'm really surprised that Drenner just dreamed it up and put the whole plan forward. Where did that come from? Does anybody up there know why she proposed this then?
I think you'll have to ask Carla that. She's the one that wrote the law. I think that the cities work together in the County Municipal Association. The cities have worked together for the last 3 or 4 years on maps. The county asked us to do that. Carla Drenner and her group asked us to do that. So I think everybody, when the city stuff happened, the new city stuff, maps were drawn and presented, knowing that none of that, all that stuff was aspirational at best. So I think, this annexation stuff has a lot of different ways it can go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you saw earlier this year that Clarkston had an annexation piece in there, and I think also Doraville.
There's a lot going on with annexation all over the city, but I'm really concerned, and I'm starting with Avondale Estates. So did you ask her to do this? I mean, I'm just really surprised. It just doesn't seem like her motives. Maybe that, I don't know.
Okay, well, I appreciate your question. I think I've answered it a few times, so do you have something else you want to ask? We'll do a better job for you, giving you as much information as we know about. So,
somebody came up with this plan and passed it out. Was that somebody here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there actually, you do have a plan for what you would do if you absorb Forest Park.
Well, let me say that's Forest Park and the commercial area, and Katie Kerr and Decatur Terrace. So, and that's predicated on those areas coming in and the revenue that we generate.
Okay,
so that's an example of what would happen. That's not something that was passed or.
Okay, but it's a plan. I mean, you have a plan for this.
Put the pieces together. It's very hard to put the pieces together. There's a lot of discussions that goes on, but it's not ever in one place. And I think tonight there are some other people who are interested in annexation. So I think I would ask that you put it on the work sessions. You start having discussion. You give us the map. You give us the plan. Because even on my email, I saw the little dots that there was advantages, but for some reason I couldn't see those. So I didn't even know what was in there. But I mean, and that's the first time I even saw that document. So I mean, I think we all just want more information. We want more communication, and we just want the pros and cons. So that's what we're asking. So please put it on the work session, put it on the website, put it in the emails, put it in the newsletter. Just have more conversation.
Absolutely, and what I think I'll commit to doing is doing a special call work session just about annexation. How about that? Okay.
That's a good step. Thank you.
Okay, good. Let's do that. Yeah, I don't, for green space.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna create a master plan for green space. I'm sure you said that.
Yeah.
Well, can we?
That.
Why can't we?
Well, we have a lake committee. We did the Willis Park committee to do Willis Park, so.
But we need a master plan for the whole city for green space. We said that, you agreed that that was a good idea, and nothing has happened on it. We would like that. I think everybody in this room has said it many times. We would like to have that done
what
tonight.
What I can commit to is putting it on a work session so the board can talk about it.
When will be a vote on it? When will be a vote?
Well, I can't tell you when the vote's going to happen.
Why?
Why? Because all this process takes discussion, takes public input.
this is the public input, and it's been asked of you guys
Right there. I'm
about
sorry,
4
there's
times in a
20 or
meeting.
30 people up here. There's 2,000 plus that live in Avondale.
So we have to have a citywide vote to ask for master
The
green space?
citywide vote is up here. This is a representative.
So you will have a vote on it?
At some point in time, I can guarantee that we'll discuss it, but I don't know what the outcome, because it takes 3 of us to agree on something.
So you'll have it at the next work session. Then we would expect a vote at the very next meeting. And we will all be here to see if you can vote on getting an organization for getting a master green space
We'll
plan
look into it.
for
We'll
this
do it at the
city.
work session. Discuss it. Thank you. Anybody else?